One of the most common questions I hear from clients is, if I need nursing home care, will I lose my house? It's an understandable concern. For many families, the home isn't just their largest assets. It's where memories were made, where children were raised, and one of the biggest parts of what they hope to leave behind. Hi, I'm Kristine Romano, founder of Kristine Romano Law. Today I want to explain what can happen when long-term care becomes necessary, and more importantly, what steps may be available to help protect it. Many people assume that the moment they enter a nursing home, they automatically lose their house. That's simply not true. In many cases, a person can qualify for Medicaid, known as MassHealth in Massachusetts, while still owning a home. However, what happens to that home over time depends on several factors, including who lives there, how the property is titled, whether planning was done in advance, and whether MassHealth later seeks reimbursement from the estate. That's why understanding the rules is so important. When someone applies for MassHealth to help pay for long-term care, the home is often treated differently than other assets. Under certain circumstances, a primary residence may be considered an exempt asset while the homeowner is living. That means owning a home doesn't automatically disqualify someone from receiving benefits. However, that doesn't mean the home is fully protected. After the Medicaid recipient passes away, the state may have the right to seek reimbursement for benefits paid through a process commonly called estate recovery. For families who haven't planned ahead, this can create unexpected challenges. One of the most powerful tools in elder law planning is time. The earlier planning begins, the more options families typically have. This is because MassHealth uses a 5-year look-back period when reviewing transfers of assets. If assets, including a home, are transferred within that 5-year window, penalties may apply. That's why waiting until a health crisis occurs can significantly limit available strategies. Planning before care is needed often provides the greatest opportunity to preserve assets. One strategy frequently used in long-term care planning is an irrevocable trust. An irrevocable trust allows certain assets, including a home in many situations, to be transferred into a trust designated for asset protection purposes. Because the trust owns the property, not the individual, it may provide protection from future long-term care costs if established and maintained properly. However, this isn't a do-it-yourself strategy. Irrevocable trusts involve important legal, tax, and eligibility considerations, and they must be carefully designed to achieve the intended goals. What works for one family may not be appropriate for another. There are also situations where family circumstances affect how a home is treated. For example, special rules may apply when a spouse continues living in the home, certain disabled family members reside there, a caregiver meets specific legal requirements. Other exemptions are available under MassHealth regulations. These exceptions can be incredibly valuable, but they often require proper documentation and careful planning. The biggest mistake I see is assuming there are only two options: pay for care and lose everything, or do nothing and hope for the best. In reality, there are often legal planning tools available. The challenge is that many of them work best when implemented before a crisis occurs. The earlier families seek advice, the more opportunities they typically have to protect what they've worked so hard to build. If a loved one is already entering a nursing home, don't assume it's too late. While crisis planning is different from advanced planning, there may still be strategies available to help preserve assets and navigate MassHealth eligibility. Every situation is unique, which is why personalized guidance is so important. At Kristine Romano Law, we help families understand their options for protecting their homes, preserving assets, and preparing for the possibility of long-term care. If you're concerned about how nursing home costs could affect your home or your family's future, don't wait until a crisis forces difficult decisions. Contact us today to schedule a consultation and learn what planning opportunities may be available for your situation. The sooner you start planning, the more options you may have to protect what matters most.